Some will love, some will hate. Either way, it's all good. By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. 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 Earth has no fury like a woman that's horny. That's when she let you grab her by the pussy. Coitus her vigorously, and believe me,
fuck her real hard.
then she will love you eternally.
Forever, ever, forever, ever.
If or not you're a celebrity,
Stand up and be a star.
even if your hands are tiny.
Work with what you got.
By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. 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 Disrespecting women, that's crazy.
Hell to the no.
After all, I do have a mommy.
A wonderful lady.
Yes, she and my daddy made me.
No test tube, baby.
And my daddy may have grabbed her by the pussy.
I was there technically.
If or not you're a celebrity,
Stand up and be a star.
even if your hands are tiny.
Work with what you got.
By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. 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 Lady, come for me during your whole phase.
No judgments.
I'll have your pussy wide open like Flonase. Do you think of me as a saint?
Think again.
I lick your pussy, your ass, and taint.
Over and over and over and over.
What? Lick her pussy, ass, and taint? You should change your name to MC Wet Wipe.
If or not you're a celebrity,
Stand up and be a star.
even if your hands are tiny.
Work with what you got.
By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. 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 All your flesh I will kiss and nibble.
Succulent.
Come in your ass and make it dribble.
Drip, 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 drip.
Anytime at all you're feeling horny,
Heads up.
make an appointment, let me grab you by the pussy.
That's how it's done. No walk-ins welcome.
If or not you're a celebrity,
Stand up and be a star.
even if your hands are tiny.
Work with what you got. By the pussy. Grab her by the pussy.
By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. By the pussy, grab him by the pussy. This is Ignar with Real Talk. Peace always.
This is Cat Chat with a special report. With recent reports of politicians and others appearing in blackface, now comes a new menace, orange face. Take a look.
You know, folks, I blame the Democrats. I blame them for everything. Now, you've heard them talk about size and everything. Size doesn't matter. Okay, you've heard of the Titanic. Huge, huge ship. Huge, very huge. probably the hugest. Then there's the Hunley. That's huge too, but not as huge as the Titanic. So what happens is they're both famous for going down, you know. The thing is, with the Hunley went down so many times, I really do think it loved the bottom. So anyway, if you don't believe me, you could look this up. You could look in, 1 Corinthians or I Timothy. I don't know. I got the best people for this stuff. I got one. He talks to Jesus. Jesus is, one of our seasonal workers down in Florida at Mar-a-Lago. And he tells, people stuff that Jesus says. I mean, it's wonderful. It's wonderful, I tell you. Yeah, the best people. We got the best people. And when it comes to, those funny people, he wants to, hang all of them. Best people. Yeah. MAGA 2020. Now, we'll get back to this. The thing is, anytime there was a shooting, I would have been the first in the building. Not if there's a war. I got a bone spur. But I would have been the first in that building because I have no sense of direction. I would have just been running too like everybody else. But yeah, MAGA 2020 people. Yeah, 2020. Get your hat. Get your hat. Order it. Order it. Order it now because, with the tariffs and everything, they're coming from China. A lot of my stuff is made in China. I got to create jobs.